After being selected 13th overall by the Raptors in the 2023 draft, Gradey Dick has really struggled out the gates of his NBA career and a little bit in his G League career as well. But despite all this, I'm here to tell Raptors fans why you should keep your faith in the player and why he could really be Toronto's X-Factor player going forward. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. This is Amateur Hour Sports, the YouTube channel completely dedicated to providing you with Toronto Raptors news coverage and analysis in videos just like this, as well as our live stream watch parties for every Raptors game. Subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with all that great Raptors content, and drop a like on this video because it really makes a difference to helping boost the channel. But today it's all about Gradey Dick, and I was hoping for a little bit of a better performance in the recent game against the Chicago Bulls to go with this video, but unfortunately we didn't quite get that from a point standpoint, but we got other signs as to why you should maintain your belief and maintain your faith in Gradey Dick. Now, a lot of Raptors fans have been a bit upset with Gradey Dick so far and a bit upset with the Raptors front office who selected him, like I said, 13th overall in that 2023 NBA draft. There was a lot of hype after getting him selected at 13th overall because it felt like Gradey Dick for a lot of the season with his time in Kansas was perceived as a top 10 pick. And it felt like he fell a little bit further than expected. My mock draft going to the draft had him going at number 11 to the Orlando Magic, so to see him fall all the way down to the Toronto Raptors was a welcome sight, especially considering he was second on my wish list for who I wanted the Raptors to select, and the person who was number 1 on my wish list was Cason Wallace, who wasn't available after being selected 10th overall by the Oklahoma City Thunder. But nonetheless, Gradey Dick did end up on the Raptors, and there's a lot of reason for optimism coming into the team. The Raptors, for years, had really struggled in the three-point shooting department and floor spacing department. Here was a player who was going to seemingly immediately enter the team and assist with that. But the issues with Gradey Dick was that it just was not the case. He struggled to find his range at the NBA level, and with his struggles out the gate on offense, not making up for the fact that we knew already he wasn't a great defender, he was ultimately sent down to the Raptors 905 in the G League to get more touches, to get more reps, but even then, he wasn't playing exactly particularly well with the Raptors 905 either. So far in the season in the G League, Gradey Dick has featured in a good amount of games here, 11 games overall, where he has just not been at his best, averaging around 14 to 15 points per game, but the efficiency stuff is a bit of a problem here, especially in the three-point shooting category. He's shooting under 30% from three in the G League, and he's shooting also in his limited amount of NBA minutes that is starting to grow. He is shooting just under 30% from three. So why, with all these negative things associated with Gradey Dick, am I coming here and saying that you need to keep your faith in this player and that there is reason to have optimism in the player going forward? Well, we had that recent game against the Chicago Bulls where, yes, he had 0 points, but he also in this game racked up some assists, racked up some rebounds as well, and just showcased the reasons why I was so excited about the Raptors drafting a player and why I wanted the Raptors to draft this player. Because Gradey Dick has ultimately been perceived as a shooter, and yes, the way he's going to make his name in the NBA and make an imprint on the Toronto Raptors in any way whatsoever is his shooting. That's ultimately the biggest thing associated with the player. But if we take a look at that game against the Chicago Bulls, good amount of minutes for Gradey Dick. I believe it was like 15 to 20 minutes for Gradey Dick in that game. And he gets 0 points, yes, but he only took one shot. Took one three-pointer, didn't make it, but we saw the signs as to why he is better than being advertised right now, because Gradey Dick is a smart player. And one of the big things coming into the Raptors and going into the draft, which I was excited about for the player, was the fact that he's not just a shooter. And what he does so well is that when he's not taking those threes, he's using his shooting gravity. Like the Bulls had always had players on him. Like it was tough to get a shot up in any way whatsoever because there was always a Chicago Bulls defender right beside him. That's not going to get Gradey Dick his points, but that's going to provide a lot of extra space to his Raptors teammates on the interior who'd have much more space to get inside. If the ball swings out to him and there is an immediate closeout, which often there was because they've done their homework on Gradey Dick, he has the presence of mind to pump fake, step inside. He has the presence of mind to swing the ball, one extra pass to a wide open three-point shooter. He's not a guy that seemingly is concerned overly about his own personal statistics. He is out there to help his team succeed, and that is what he has been doing in this recent stretch of games. Probably the best thing for Gradey Dick in his rookie season is the direction of the Raptors right now. Not really focused on winning. Now, they did have a very fun winning against the Chicago Bulls, yes, but this team seemingly is starting to tank. This team is seemingly not as focused on winning basketball games, and Darko Rajakovic specifically as head coach has mentioned that they want to start to get guys developmental reps. Well, we're in a perfect place right now to provide Gradey Dick with additional minutes here, and I feel like we can start to ramp them up more by more. But offensively, we're seeing the right signs, and defensively, things are starting to click a little bit for him. Yes, his defense still isn't very good, but it's not as noticeably bad as it was to start his Raptors career. And that's just a thing when it comes to guys in their first year in the NBA, especially guys like Gradey Dick, who are more shooters than anything else. The jump from college ball to NBA basketball, the jump in athleticism is often understated and underestimated. There is a massive jump in athleticism there, so it's going to take a little bit of time to adjust for some players. Certain players, yes, adjust better than others, and some Raptors fans have highlighted, well, the guy who went right after Gradey Dick at 14th overall was Jordan Hawkins, who has been exceptional in his rookie season for the New Orleans Pelicans. A few picks later, you had Keontae George, who has also been exceptional in his rookie season with the Utah Jazz, who a lot of Raptors fans, really wanted coming into the draft. Well, yes, unfortunate that these guys were performing more admirably in their first season with their teams, with their respective teams, but the Raptors didn't draft Gradey Dick to be better in his first season than these other guys. They drafted Gradey Dick to be a better player for the team for what would seem a long-term portion of his career. I mean, the Raptors, right now, the core in place heading in towards a trade deadline, it seems like everybody is available except for Scotty Barnes, Emmanuel Quickley, or RJ Barrett. Well, I think we need to start considering Gradey Dick into that mix as well, because yes, the stats haven't been eye-popping, the performances haven't been eye-popping, but we're really starting to see the tendencies of why you should maintain your faith in this player. Gradey Dick, yes, he hasn't shot the ball well, but his decision-making is there. He's hustling. He's making the right plays. So, for a guy who his entire life shot the basketball with a great degree of effectiveness, who has shot the basketball with a great degree of confidence, you're going to struggle to convince me that this guy who has been such a successful shooter in his entire career as a basketball player up to date, you're going to struggle to convince me that this guy all of a sudden forgot how to shoot the basketball. Struggling out the gate for sure, adapting to the new three-point line, but his confidence hasn't wavered. He has said in an interview that he has not adjusted his jump shot in any way whatsoever. If the only thing that I'm really not liking about Gradey Dick right now is his jump shooting, well, that's the one thing that I can really bank on that's going to improve. His decision-making is fine. His playmaking ability is fine for what we thought it would be. His defense we knew would be a liability, but it's getting better. He's making the right plays out there, and I think that going forward with guys like Barrett, Quickley, and Barnes, he is a really nice complementary piece to have beside him, like a 6'7" shooter with a 6'9" wingspan, like a shooter with size who can stay out there in with a team that already has a great degree of size with it. Like, you're going to have Emmanuel Quickley at the 1. This would be the core going forward. Emmanuel Quickley at the 1, probably Gradey Dick at the 2, RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes as your forwards. That's a pretty good base to work with, whether it be Gradey Dick in a hypothetical starting 5 down the line or coming off the bench. This is a player that can really fit in with this core and what the Raptors are trying to do. And there's finally like a player who is dedicated to shooting threes out there, which the Raptors just haven't had for a long while here. I think the biggest mistake the Raptors made with this core of OG, Siakam, Van Vliet, Barnes, like what an amazing core to work with. Like, the amount of NBA front offices that would love a core like that. And the Raptors, instead of putting spacing and shooting around that core group of players, brought in two-way, 6'9" athletic wings who couldn't shoot, and then didn't give them a center. And then when they did, it was too late for that core, and they brought in a center who couldn't shoot either. So the Raptors, at least at this point, have a basis of shooting to work with. Emmanuel Quickley can shoot. Gradey Dick can shoot, and I believe will figure it out. And the signs are there that he will improve. RJ Barrett can kind of shoot. Scotty Barnes seems like he really can shoot the ball. So there's a good core to work with here. I think Gradey Dick needs to be considered in that core. And as we go through the rest of the season, focus on these things. If you're watching the games, they're tough to watch. The team is tanking. I understand that. We do our watch parties. They're much more watchable with the great Raptors community, amateur army, watching along with you. But watch the games. Gradey Dick, watch the decision-making on offense. He's always making the right decisions. So when that jump shot starts to fall, when that three-point shot starts to fall, the Raptors will have a really good player on deck here. But even when the shots aren't falling, he's affecting the game. He's cutting inside. He can still finish at the rim. There's a lot of great signs here. Yes, it hasn't been as good as we wanted it to be or expected it to be from Gradey Dick in his rookie season. But there very much is reason for optimism. And there is reason to believe that things are going to sort out here. And there's reason to believe that when you consider the Raptors' core group of players going forward, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, you should lump in Gradey Dick as well to that team. And whatever potential draft picks could be on the way for the Raptors as we get closer towards that 2024 draft. But a lot of shaping of the roster on the way here, a week towards the NBA trade deadline. We don't know what the team is going to look like, but we do know Gradey Dick should be involved for the rest of the season. I'm excited to see how much more he can progress as we get towards the end of the season, because we have to take our small victories along the way, and Gradey Dick's improvement wouldn't just be a small one, it would be a big one. So, Darko, give him his minutes. Let's see what he can do out there. What do you guys make of Gradey Dick in his rookie season? Do you agree with my sentiments? Do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. That's all for me for today. Smash that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more Raptors content like this, and check out the sportsbook partner of Amateur Sports, the Bet99 Sportsbook. Use my affiliate link in the description to sign up to the Bet99 Sportsbook for everyday competitive odds and support the channel in the process. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again next time for another video.